Hi everyone!
안녕하세요 여러분.
We're Ray.
and Jin.
And today we're doing something extra special. We are actually going to an island very close to North Korea to hopefully get a glimpse of some North Koreans actually in North Korea. And most people don't know that you can actually get very close to North Korea. If you go to the northwest side of Korea, like an hour or two away from Seoul, there's an island that we're actually about to enter called Gyeodongdo, and you can get very close. And yeah, that's where we're gonna go today, and we brought some good camera equipment, so hopefully we can film up close and get an interesting once-in-a-lifetime view of North Korea. So let's go!
Let's go.
Last time we came here, we had to go through a security checkpoint and they took our IDs and everything, but this time there was nobody there, so I don't know what's going on with that. I thought because like North and South Korea are technically still at war that they want to keep an eye on who's coming and going from these places that are super close to North Korea, but apparently they don't care anymore. Interesting.
혹시 교동도에 오실 일이 있으신 분들은 신분증을 꼭 가지고 오셔야 돼요. 왜냐면 이게 민통성 위에 있는 곳이라 가지고 들어갈 때 군인한테 신분증 보여주고 출입증 받고 들어가야 돼요. 그리고 여기 방문할 수 있는 시간은 해 뜨고서부터 해 일몰까지. 그래서 시간도 잘 생각하시면서 여행하셔야 돼요. 이거 해야 되나요? 유튜브 잘 보고 있어요. 그래요?
안녕하세요. The military person that helped get us checked in was actually someone who watches our YouTube channel. So I just want to say thank you for your service and thank you for helping keep South Korea safe. We really appreciate it and it was so nice to meet you.
이제 저희 출입증 받았으니까 일몰 때까지 이렇게 여행하다가 나오면 될 것 같아요.
오늘과 내일은 제8회 전국 동시지방선거 사전투표일입니다. 투표 시간은
You should vote for him.
I don't like his jingle. So no. So our first stop here is actually this Shijang place. Jin and I did come here once before, like 3 years ago, and it was bustling with people. Like you had to elbow your way through the crowd. We gave up last time because you couldn't park, you couldn't walk, you couldn't eat, you couldn't do anything. Where is everyone? It's a ghost town here. Let's go see what we can find.
저희는 지금 교동도에서 유명한 대룡시장이라는 곳에 왔는데요. 이곳의 테마는 오래된 레트로한 감성이 묻어나는 벽화들이 많은 시장인 것 같아요. 그래서 레이랑 한번 놀러 왔어요. 여기가 제일 교동도에서 핫한 곳이래요.
Even the doors are so small. I have to like walk like this.
옛날에 저희 외할머니가 마포구 주민이셔가지고 마포구에 사셨을 때 저 거의 뭔가 이런 느낌이었어요, 동네가. 근데 지금은 다 허물고 이렇게 재개발 들어가가지고 막 아파트 들어서고 그랬는데 그때 생각이 좀 나는 것 같아요. 이렇게 다 조그맣고 막 이런 느낌의 건물들. 신기해요, 되게.
I remember we came here before.
Oh, we had coffee.
Yeah, we had coffee there. I'm pretty sure I got free snacks here too.
여기 이 친구들 유튜브야 유명한. 안녕하세요.
We've only been here for like 10 minutes, but we've already met at least 6 or 7 subscribers, which is amazing. Maybe the Gyeodongdo people are our biggest fans. Right?
이제 북한 사람들 이렇게 구경하러 갈 건데요. 레이는 북한 사람을 태어나서 한 번도 실제로 본 적이 없거든요. 근데 저는 있어요. 2004, 5년도였나? 그때 중학교에서 북한 갈 사람들을 한 몇 명 뽑아가지고 북한 금강산 관광 보내주는 그런 게 있었는데 그때 제가 이렇게 어떻게 3명 안에 뽑혀가지고 금강산에 한 며칠 갔다 온 기억이 있어요. 근데 그때 막 사진기 같은 것도 못 가져가게 하고 이게 뭔가 이렇게 규제가 많아가지고 뭐 증거는 없는데 저 실제로 북한에 가서 북한 사람들이랑 이야기도 하고 그리고 북한에서 며칠 있다가 온 사람이에요. 운 좋게도.
This island is really interesting because it's so mountainous, but at the same time there's a lot of flat land, and I noticed there are just endless rice fields absolutely everywhere. This island is so freaking windy, I can't do anything. As soon as I like step out of the car, it's just I'm gonna like take flight. From where I'm standing right now, I can actually see North Korea like in a 180-degree view of North Korea actually. And this edge of South Korea is lined with like a barbed wire fence to prevent North Koreans from coming over. So it's really, really interesting. For some reason, I remember this being like a 5-minute hike, but it's actually a 20-second hike. Just park and walk like 10 steps and you're already here. So we're just going to sit over here for a minute and get our equipment ready. But that reminds me that so many of you guys recently have been leaving comments about our video quality and asking us about like what equipment we film with. So actually Jin's going to show you that today. So that also reminds me, like a lot of people say, oh, are you guys filming with a cell phone? Are you filming with a GoPro? Like if you watch our very first videos that we ever posted, they were all filmed with this little GoPro. And a lot of YouTubers do use this because it's so small, right? It's so cute. You can take it anywhere and it's like really discreet and secretive. But this quality is absolutely garbage, so we don't use this for filming. We just have this for some very special occasions. But Jin's standing behind the camera right now, like excited to show you guys. So Jin, pass me the camera. We can show them what we do film with.
저희도 다른 유튜버들처럼 처음 시작했을 때는 이게 고프로나 핸드폰으로 다 처음부터 끝까지 다 했는데요. 이게 장비에 욕심이 좀 생기더라고요. 구독자 수들이 이렇게 늘면서. 그래서 저희가 좋은 영상으로 보답하고자 이렇게 장비를 하나둘 사모으기 시작했더니 이렇게 한 보따리가 됐어요. 그래서 촬영 다닐 때 저희 거의 이 정도는 들고 다녀요. 저희가 이게 밥벌이 수단이라 가지고 사실 영업 비밀인데 여러분들한테만 몰래 조용히 보여드릴게요. 짜잔! 저희가 브이로그 형식으로 영상을 많이 찍잖아요. 그럴 때는 이렇게 24mm라든가 35mm 단렌즈로 이렇게 찍고 있고요. 풀프레임 미러리스예요. 저희가 지금 이거 말고도 지금 웨이가 촬영하고 있는 풀프레임 미러리스가 한 대 더 있어요. 저희가 미국에서부터 이 단렌즈로만 촬영을 했었는데 뭔가 이게 멀리 있는 거 찍고 그럴 때 좀 아쉽더라고요. 그래가지고 최근에 이거를 샀어요. 70200. 저희가 가끔 영상 내에 비롤이라고 이렇게 인서트 많이 집어넣잖아요. 멀리 있는 거 이렇게 멀리서 이렇게 기자들이 찍은 것처럼. 그게 다 이런 렌즈로 찍는 거예요. 이거 제가 레이 다음으로 아끼는 렌즈예요. 그래서 처음에는 저희도 이걸로 시작했다가 필터가 더 커요 이제.
So another funny thing is in our comment section, people always comment on my weight. Oh, Ray, you look like you lost weight. Oh, Ray, are you okay? It looks like you gained weight. Maybe people in general don't understand that camera lenses affect how people look very greatly, and lighting as well. Like right now, the lighting is decent on my face and I'm in the exact middle of this frame. This is a 24mm, so this is a wide angle lens, which means anything in the middle is going to look small and anything on the edge is going to look big. I'm straight, but my head is slanted right now. Like, there's been times where people are like, what happened? Like, why Ray gained so much weight? It's just because I'm standing here, guys, okay? Or if I go all the way over here, hopefully I look skinnier than I actually am. So, like, it just depends on where I am in the frame. A lot of people also say like, oh, do you film with a GoPro or do you film with a cell phone? Like GoPro and cell phone quality are just not good compared to using a full frame mirrorless. And the final step for all of our videos is to color correct. I think if we uploaded without doing any color correction, you guys would be really disappointed because it would just look very unsaturated, like gray and brown and tan, and not very interesting. So I manually color correct each and every clip so that it's more saturated, more vibrant, and hopefully more beautiful.
이걸로 될지 모르겠는데 해보려고요.
Let's take a look. I'm so excited to see. A lot of people have been coming up here and saying like, oh, there's so many people. You can see so many people. So let's see. Wow, you can see so much. Are those cars? Do people drive there? Like civilians drive?
Yeah, trucks.
I swear I can see somebody like on their bicycle. There's so many farmers too, like so many people in the fields. Something I think is really interesting is, I don't know if it's true, but I've read it before, that like along the edges of North Korea here, it appears like there's so many buildings, but in actuality it's like Disney World, where it's just a facade and behind it is just nothing. So I wonder if that's the case here, because I can see so many buildings. It looks even more like built up than this island, honestly.
Did you know that like North Korea was richer in like 60s and 70s?
When you say richer, what do you mean?
Like we were both poor, but North Korea was better.
So you guys were here and they were just like, dink.
Yeah.
And then you guys went.
Yeah.
This is so cool. Like, how many people can say that they actually saw North Koreans working in North Korea? Certainly Americans don't really have this experience.
You think it was worth it?
To come here?
Yeah, to see North
Oh,
Koreans.
definitely. This is way better. Like, if you go to Paju, for example, that place, you can't really see anything. I think they have the bridge that connects like South Korea and North Korea, but you can't even see it and you can't walk on it or do anything. But here you can actually see people living, working, commuting, everything. It's so cool. And the water here, I don't know what's going on, but it's very shallow. Like, you can see a lot of sand. It's almost like you could just walk across. Maybe I should try this one and see if it's better or worse. Wow. Oh, it's like the same, but the thing is with this, it's like I'm wearing glasses that aren't for me. It's so blurry. They even have high-rise buildings. You think those are real?
I don't know.
Do people live in those? When I say are they real, obviously they're real, but what I mean is
like an actual building,
like a functioning building.
Yeah.
Of course the structure is real. Wow. They don't have a fence. They're not keeping people in. In America, we hear so much about North Korea in the news. I feel like every other day it's like, oh, North Korea did this, North Korea did that, like our enemy, North Korea. So I'm personally very interested in North Korea, not because of like the propaganda, but just because like those are real people that are living there. Probably a lot of people there are suffering. So I think it's very interesting to learn about this kind of like secluded country that not that many people have had access to. I can't believe that we get to just sit here and observe these people living their life from here. We're so close. Like, not that many Americans can say they've had this experience. Definitely, I would recommend coming here instead of some of the other observatories, because this one definitely has the best view. But yeah, this is very cool. Jin also told me that the size of North Korea is larger than South Korea, but the population there is only half of what South Korea's population is, and also it looks a lot more mountainous, so I don't know how much of that land is actually usable. So it's really interesting. Alright guys, so we do have to leave this island before sunset and the sun is quickly setting, so we gotta get on the road again. But I hope you enjoyed coming along with us today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. We'd really appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Bye!
안녕히 계세요.
Oh, say can you